Melee Creeps lost? For those of you who are unaware, Melee Creeps has been the #1 deadlock team for a very long time. They have won 18 tournaments in a row, but as of last week, they lost for the first time in months to the floormen, and it was not even close. Get ready to see some of the most enthralling mcginnis gameplay, Pocket forgetting to take his medication, some crazy mid-boss bait, and Melee Creeps getting completely team diffed. The biggest issue for Melee Creeps this week was their team drafting. Let's look at this first match. Melee Creeps get first pick and first ban, and they decide to ban Viscous. Floormen have the best Viscous player in the world on their team, who held all top 5 spots on the Viscous leaderboard, all at the same time. So they want to deny him that pick because they do not want a repeat of last week.
Thank you, 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 thank you.
Floorman bet Venator, who is one of the strongest hyper carries in the game right now, who also has a lot of CC and is a direct counter to their team crutch. Melee Creeps pick Geist, Billy, Sinclair, and Floorman pick Ivy, Celeste, and McGinnis, the entire backbone of this team comp. And Floorman are going to build the entire team around this McGinnis pick. To finish up the draft, they ban Kelvin, who counters McGinnis ult, and they pick Silver, Warden, and Calico. For those of you in the know, Warden kind of sucks right now. Characters like Mirage, Venator, Geist, Mina, and Wraith all just outperform him. So why pick him then? If you look at something these characters all have in common, they all have a pretty low base health pool and pretty bad health scaling. Wraith, Mirage, and Mina are pretty particularly squishy. Warden is an exception. What he lacks in power and movement, he makes up for in tankiness. Not joking, there are points in this game where Warden has up to 5k HP. So they have a very tanky frontline that's going to fight up front, and they're going to protect the McGinnis by basically serving as her wall. Floorman easily wins this draft by a landslide. They just have the better characters and a better game plan. So how do you counter this game plan? You make your own wall by copying the McGinnis ult with Sinclair, or you go over it completely with the Lash. Normally both of these characters would be very good counter picks, but the Lash kind of sucks right now, and Sinclair just gets completely outdamaged by a lot of the other characters on the Floorman roster. Lash has the ability to leap over the front line and use his ult on the McGinnis and her entire team, and then throw them to the Billy and Shiv who will just pop them. But Lash got nerfed, and his ult doesn't throw people as far anymore, so anytime Lash goes in for an ult, he kind of just dies. And if you look at the first major team fight of the first match, that's exactly what happens. Floormen start the fight by baiting mid-boss. You'll notice this is a very common trend by the end of this video. I say that a lot. They make the mid-boss roar, and they leave the pit and jump the page. Lash finds a huge team ult, but it does nothing. There's no follow-up from the Melee Creeps roster. They are just so tanky, and they just live. McGinnis ult is popped, and they kill Billy. Sinclair finds his own McGinnis ult, but it does nothing, and he gets out-damaged and dies. And lastly, the Lash dies, which gives Floorman a free mid-boss. The next fight, the same thing happens. Lash goes in for an ult, gets 2, but instantly dies. Sinclair copies the McGinnis ult and just gets out-damaged. And Floorman just clean all of the remaining players up on Melee Creeps, giving them the team kill. And at this point, they are so far ahead, they get another mid-boss and just end the first match. With the first round over, how will Melee Creeps adapt to the first game loss? Instantly, we see a change in the way they do their draft. Floorman get first pick and first ban. Since they won the first match, they ban Kelvin, and again, first pick Ivy. Melee Creeps first ban Celeste because of how dominant she was in the first game, and they pick McGinnis and Viscous, taking away their team carry from the first game and denying them to Viscous again because of Goober. Floorman finish off the first phase of the draft with Billy and Silver, and Melee Creeps pick up Venator, and we see a Geist ban and a Mina ban. Floorman round off the draft with Yamato, Shiv, and Warden. Again, this team is very, very tanky. Typically, you don't see a team drafted like this. They have 4 frontliners and a hyper carry disguised as a frontliner and only 1 support. Melee Creeps finish off the draft with Calico, Mo, and Pocket. Mo provides a lot of lockdown for these beefy, tanky frontliners, and Pocket is a very big counter to the Floorman team. Affliction is going to make it very hard for Floorman's team to sustain themselves, since Affliction works better with large HP pools. If you were going to draft Pocket, this is the team you want to draft him against. Now, let's look at the second game. First major team fight, we see a big Affliction come out, which is basically a free fight win for Melee Creeps. Affliction and McGinnis ult are probably the strongest part of the Melee Creeps team comp, so Floorman are going to try and fight around those ultimates being on cooldown. And we see that, as again for the third time, Floorman bait the mid-boss. Affliction and McGinnis ult are still on cooldown, so we see no contest from Melee Creeps, giving Floorman all 3 rejuice. Will Floorman make a fatal mistake here? They try and fight inside the hallway with McGinnis ult coming off cooldown. Oh my god, look at the hell just disappear, bro. What are we doing? Easily, a fight went for melee creeps, keeping the soul count basically even. Next major fight of the round, melee creeps are behind 10k. We see a fight engage from the Yamato with some crazy momentum canceling, who gets the McGinnis, Mo, and the Viscous. Surely this is just a free win for the floorman, right? Do you guys hear something? Pocket ends a 5-man affliction, which completely just melts down Floorman's team. Instantly, the fight gets flipped on their heads, with melee creeps actually winning this team fight and getting the mid-boss. Which just really goes to show how good Pocket is right now, especially when you hit your afflictions. Now, with the final fight of Game 2, both teams are just sitting around trading damage in mid, and we see an insane engage from the Pocket. He sees 4, he shoots, and he misses. Ugh. Oh my goodness, what happened? And he died. The team fight continues. It is a 4v4. They are chasing down Warden, but they flip and win the team fight. This is what happens when you miss your afflictions, by the way. After the team fight win, floormen try and get mid-boss, but melee creeps have mcginnis ult and affliction ult up. The mcginnis ult is huge and gets 2, and the affliction is good for 2 as well, which wins melee creeps the second match. Now we move to the third and final round. I wonder what melee creeps are going to draft this time. Are they going to take the mcginnis again? Are they going to try and ban the mcginnis and let Goober get the Viscous? Or are they going to try and keep the draft very similar and try to work around the affliction again? You're just letting me do the same thing as game 1 and someone make it even worse? Yeah, I hate this draft. They let Floorman get the mcginnis and the Ivy again, plus Silver and Shiv, and Mina is just that cherry on top. And I especially hate this Yamato pick. Yamato sucks both into Shiv and Silver. Silver is basically just Yamato on steroids, and she sucks trading into Shiv with his knives and his dash. The reason why she worked in that second game is because she traded very well into their melee creeps front line. Melee creeps here, she trades terribly into the floorman front line, and it makes it impossible for her to play the game. Sinclair sucked in the first game, but he can work sometimes. It's very team dependent. Geist and Celeste and Mo are fine, but I don't like the way they did this draft at all. And this was easily the most one-sided game in the series. The first major fight in this match was already a wash. Melee creeps lost 5, and nobody on the floorman team died. Their health was basically full. Maybe it was a fluke. Maybe melee creeps just got unlucky. The second fight, floorman bait the mid-boss again for the 5th time this tournament. They get all 3 crystals, and melee creeps fight it, and they lose 3, and not a single person on the floorman team dies. Now again, the final deciding major fight of the match, floorman bait the mid-boss for the 6th and final time of this tournament, getting all 3 crystals, and then the mcginnis pops the ult. They kill everyone and just win the game. And that makes Floorman the new champions of the night shift for the time being. Who knows, maybe it's not for long, because Hydra Nation is finally coming out of retirement after months. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed and liked this video. I'll have more videos coming out soon. I have time to finally work on videos again, so I hope you enjoy the stuff I have coming up soon.